Hey, make sure you don't follow. No, the page in our head.
It's your 33rd marriage anniversary. Let me shake your hands. These days, marriages last 1 year, 2 years, maximum is 5 years. For the past 10 years, marriages, most of them don't last long. So I congratulate you for being 33 years in marriage.
Thank you very much.
We also brought a present for your wife to mark this special occasion. Why Azo? What done for 33 years? This is Nanan in this one.
Images of Western region. He give you this.
Thank you very much. You know, yes.
Is not only timely but symbolic, as it provides an opportunity for our revered chiefs from the Western region and the Queen Mothers to interact with the Father of the Nation, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Your Excellency, we have here 45 chiefs and Queen Mothers with us here, led by the President of the Western Regional House of Chiefs, Nana Kwabena Nketia the 5th. His Excellency, they are here to interact with you and we wish to welcome them. And on behalf of His Excellency, I wish to welcome you to meet and interact with the Father of the Nation, the man God has destined and ordained to reset Ghana to a better place. Once again, you are welcome. Thank you.
Express regret for the absence of my Vice President, Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, and also Julius, Deborah. I want to thank you for the pleasant gifts you brought for them. We are having an orientation program for our ministers and our chief executive officers to reorient them in the reset agenda. It's been going on since yesterday, and today is the final day, and so Julius and Madam are both at that program. But I want on their behalf to thank you very much for the gifts. But I also want to thank you most of all for your thoughtfulness. It's not everybody who would remember to give such a beautiful present for the achievement of 33 years of marriage. And one of the key talents you have to make your marriage last 33 years is to try not to argue with your wife. And I'll tell you a very funny story. When we achieved 30 years of marriage, it was a big celebration. And we were sitting in our pastor's office after church. And we were talking about the celebration that was coming, 30 years of marriage. And so my wife started saying that, Pastor, don't you see, 30 years of marriage, this marriage has survived because of me. That is me who's made this marriage survive. Otherwise, this man, who would want to marry him? And then I made the mistake of arguing and saying, oh, the marriage is survived because of me. I am the calm one. I'm the patient one. That's why the marriage has reached 30 years. And we're arguing. My pastor was looking at me in a very funny way. And so when we finished and we're walking to the car, he called me outside and said, why were you wasting your time? You know you can never win that argument. And so I cut it short, but I learned a lesson. So the next year was 31 years of marriage. And we're sitting in the same pastor's office. And everybody was saying, happy 31st anniversary. And my wife brought up the same subject and said, you see, this marriage has lasted 31 years because of me. And I remembered what my pastor said. And I said, yes, it has lasted because of you. And I thank God for your life. I couldn't have got a better wife than you. So she looked at me and she said, are you correct? Did you wake up well? So never argue with your wife, and that's a lesson to those whose marriages end after 1 year. As my mother said, she said nowadays the longest marriages last is 5 years. And so it's a little tip to those who are getting married. But let me thank you very much for coming and to salute my comrade, Nana Kwabena Nketia the Fifth, and chiefs and queen mothers from the Western region, our ministers and members of parliament who have joined us here, members of the Council of States, our Metropolitan and district chief executives. I'm very happy to have you here with us on this day. I welcome you, Nananum, to the Jubilee House this morning with deep honor and a profound sense of duty. Your presence here is not only a mark of respect for the high office of the President, but also a reaffirmation of the faith and firm and enduring partnership between the traditional leadership and the democratic governance of our republic. Let me begin by expressing my gratitude for the warm hospitality you extended to me and my entourage during our recent visit to the Western region. The 10th Q tour to the region allowed us to renew our long-standing ties with our traditional rulers, to listen to our people's aspirations, and reaffirm our service and shared development covenant. I want to thank you all for receiving us in your palaces during the campaign and for the warm reception you gave us anytime we came to the Western Regional House of Chiefs. The Western region is often called the natural resource basket of Ghana and has been the engine of our nation's economic progress for generations. From the early days of cocoa production and timber exports to the contemporary era of gold mining, oil and gas exploitation, rubber plantations, bauxite, coconut cultivation, your region has given so much to Ghana's development. But beyond its economic significance, the Western region is home to a proud and rich cultural heritage from Wassa and Seshi through Awuwin and Zima and the ahanta traditional areas. The region has produced gallant leaders, freedom fighters, and politicians whose contributions are etched in the pages of our history. And of course, we all remember our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah of blessed memory, who is a proud son of Ghana and a proud son of the Western region. Nananum, your role as custodians of this heritage cannot be overstated. You are the moral compass, the voice of continuity, and the guardians of community cohesion. For this reason, I remain firmly committed to giving the institution of chieftaincy the recognition, respect, and the support that it deserves. I believe that no sustainable development can occur without the active involvement of our traditional leaders. You are closest to the people. You know their needs, you mediate their disputes, and you preserve our cultural identities and our values. Under my administration, we will elevate the role of chiefs beyond just ceremonial functions. In this regard, the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs has been restructured and renamed the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs to function more effectively and align traditional governance with decentralized development. This ministry will be better equipped to offer capacity building for traditional councils, digitize records of succession and land rights, and deepen collaboration with the national and regional houses of chiefs. Nananum, as we speak, the National Constitutional Review Committee is still in consultation stage for amendments to our 1992 Constitution. It is my hope that you have made your contribution and your suggestions, you've made your suggestions to the committee for inclusion in their final report, which I expect to be presented to me at the end of August this year. It is my belief that our traditional leaders can play a greater role in our local government system, especially when it comes to issues of environmental protection and also sanitation. Nananum, the Western region holds immense potential to lead Ghana into a new era of industrialization, economic diversification, and job creation. But we must address long-standing development gaps. During my visit, you drew my attention to many of these issues, and I assure you that they remain at the forefront of our development agenda. Under our Big Push project, which intends to invest $10 billion over 5 years into infrastructure development, we'll prioritize many road projects in the Western region, including the dualization of the Takoradi, Agona, Nkwanta, Elubo Highway. To enhance trade and transport, especially given the importance of that corridor for the mining, petroleum, agriculture, and border commerce. Feeder roads in cocoa growing areas and mining areas, such as Wasai Kropong, Enchi, Pristia, Sehiyuoso, and Ainasi, will all be upgraded to ease produce transportation and improve rural access. The Sino Hydro interchange projects in Takoradi would also be continued. Indeed, we've started talks with the Chinese government about continuing and completing the Sino Hydro bridges. The rehabilitation of the Western Railway line from Takoradi to Huni Valley, Awaso, Dunkwa, and ultimately to Nyinehin and Kumasi will receive attention. The rail system, as my comrade Nana said, is vital for the mining sector, especially for the hauling of bauxite and manganese and other bulk cargoes. This will reduce road congestion and also reduce the spoilage of our roads caused by the heavy trucks that convey the bauxite and manganese ores. As Nana said, we are promoting and pushing the establishment of a manganese refinery in the Western region. This will help us add value to the raw manganese that we currently export. We also are designing and planning an alumina refinery in the Western region to refine the bauxite that we are mining in Awaso and other places. The expansion of the Takoradi port will continue under a PPP arrangement, and the aim is to expand it to establish a dedicated oil and gas services hub in Takoradi and dry bulk and container terminals to boost exports and reduce ship waiting times. Nananom, discovering oil and gas in the Western region must be a blessing, not a burden. Communities like Etuabo, Hafasini, and Anochi must see concrete benefits from this natural resource. My government will ensure that we invest in improving education, healthcare, roads, bridges, and agribusiness infrastructure in the oil and gas producing enclaves. We will strengthen the Local Content and Local Participation Act to ensure that young people in the region have preferential access to employment, procurement contracts, and technical training in the petroleum subsector. We intend to fast-track work on the petroleum hub in order to attract investors to the Western region and create jobs for our young people. I've directed the minister in charge to renegotiate the issue of the land acquired from the landowners. Our aim is to relinquish the excess land that was acquired for the project and pay adequate compensation for the land that we are going to put to use. We believe that 5,000 hectares can comfortably start the project, and then we can acquire any other land as and when we need it, instead of tying down 20,000 hectares of the land of our people. Nananom, the potential of the Western region in coconuts, cocoa, oil palm, and rubber cultivation is unmatched. Under the 24-hour economy program and the Accelerated Export Development Initiative, we will establish modern agro-processing parks in the region to support local value addition. We will reduce post-harvest losses and aim to create thousands of jobs. Support for cooperatives, access to financing, irrigation, warehousing, and the revival of state marketing agencies will be integral to this transformation. The fishing communities in Shama, Sekendi, Axim, Esiama, and Newtown face increasing hardship. Under this administration, cold storage and landing sites will be expanded. The distribution of pre-mixed fuel will be restructured for transparency. And we're going to begin a program for the distribution of large numbers of electric rechargeable outboard motors. We'll continue coastal protection works to save communities from tidal wave erosion. And importantly, we'll promote marine conservation and modern fishing techniques to preserve livelihoods and the marine ecosystem. Our development plan includes expanding access to technical and vocational education, especially in the mining and oil producing districts, revamping the Ifia-Kwanta Regional Hospital into a modern teaching hospital to serve as a referral center for the Western and Western North regions. Building a new public technical university in the region and rolling out a region-wide youth employment initiative focusing on agri-tech, tourism, green jobs, and digital entrepreneurship. We also are mobilizing the funding. We have signed the bilateral agreement with the lenders to reopen financing for the market circle, Takoradi Market Circle project. Nananom, illegal mining is also one of the key headaches in the region. And your son and my Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, the Honorable Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, has adequately briefed me on the matter and the threat that it continues to pose. But beyond the diagnosis of the situation, the government, through the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and its minister, are working assiduously round the clock clock to combat the menace, turn our waters blue again, and return the forest and land reserves to their natural pristine states. Last week, the minister inaugurated the second batch of 530 blue water guards at Ezinlibo Naval Base. This marks a giant step in our quest to eradicate illegal mining on our water bodies. Through a raft of other critical interventions, the fight against illegal mining will surely be won. Cabinet has also approved the implementation of the Responsible Cooperative Mining and Skills Development Program, RCOMSDEP, as a revived and well-structured vehicle to offer alternative livelihoods to persons in mining communities, and the Western region is not going to be left out of this initiative. We'll also continue to promote community mining as a legal alternative to galamsey, empower the Forestry Commission and the EPA to enforce environmental laws, and establish an environmental restoration fund to rehabilitate the degraded mining lands. Now, let me be emphatic. My government will never attempt to politicize or undermine the chieftaincy institution. We will not impose party loyalists on traditional councils, and will not engage in divisive manipulation of stool disputes. Instead, we'll pursue a consultation, respect, and local inclusion policy. Chiefs will have a seat at the regional governance table, and your inputs will shape our national development planning. Comrade Chairman, since our government came into office, we made a policy to transfer 80% of the District Assembly Common Fund to the regions, to the districts. I'm happy to announce that this is being implemented fully. The district assemblies would therefore have enough resources to be able to implement your district development programs. And I urge Nananum to take an interest in the work that their assemblies are doing with the resources that we're transferring to them. Nananum, Ghana stands at a crossroads. The challenges we face, from economic hardship to youth unemployment, social fragmentation, and climate risk, demand unity of purpose and national renewal. As President, I'm committed to building a society anchored on fairness, opportunity, and shared prosperity. A society where every region, every ethnic group, and every traditional authority is valued and included in shaping the destiny of our nation. As you return to your respective traditional areas, I ask that you continue to be ambassadors of peace, development, and unity. And let us work hand in hand with you to ensure that the Western region, and indeed Ghana as a whole, takes its rightful place in the modern world. May the spirit of our ancestors guide us. May wisdom and justice prevail in our land. And may the sacred trust between the chieftaincy institution and the elected constitutional government grow stronger for the good of all our people. May God bless the Western region. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I thank you.
Hey, make sure you don't follow. No, no,
It's your 33rd marriage anniversary. Let me shake your hands. These days, marriages last 1 year, 2 years, maximum is 5 years. For the past 10 years, marriages, most of them don't last long. So I congratulate you for being 33 years in marriage.
Thank you very much.
We also brought a present for your wife to mark this special occasion. Why Azo? What done for 33 years? This is Nana in this one.
Images of Western region. We give you this.
Thank you very much.
Now, that's it. The last one, and this is the Queen Mother of Wasamenfi. Oh, you're speaking cheese. But you're back.
Oh, the opposite. Baby, oh, hamster. Mr. Debra. Yeah, the Adifefe at the mount when the pa, why any don't dream of answer. Ma, yenso, ye disadi, ye de cho. The Namekan saying, I may own shroud. No mum to my pa, Ugusa, for sway, and so, Penny President John Dramani Mahama. Thank you. I love you.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click on the bell for more updates.